Hey, it's Hunt. You found Hunt on Saints. We're talking black and gold football. Do us a favor. Hit the like button, share your comments below, and hit that subscription button so you can get all of our content. Enjoy. Right now, it's a three-horse race in the NFC South, and you know that. The Panthers, not part of the race. They're atrocious. So it is the Saints, it is the Falcons, and it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I wanted to look at the remaining schedules and kind of see what's on the plate of the New Orleans Saints coming up. By now, you know the Saints situation. They have the Giants at home this week. The Giants are 5-8. Then they play 3 consecutive 6-7 teams. They will play at the Rams on a short week on Thursday next week. They will then go to Tampa on a little bit of a longer week. And then they will finish at home with Atlanta. So the Saints finish at Tampa and home Atlanta. But all 4 teams they play have losing records moving forward. The Falcons will play 3 of their final 4 games on the road, but it's not exactly Murderer's Row. They'll play at Carolina this week, the 1-12 Panthers, who you watched on Sunday. Not great. So Falcons at Carolina. Then they'll come home to play the 7-6 Colts. And then they'll finish with 2 straight on the road at the Bears, who played a little better last week, and it's Chicago around Christmas, usually not too pleasant. Then they come to New Orleans. And then you got the Bucks. The Bucks are at Green Bay this week. Green Bay had one of 4 or 5 before they lost against the Giants this weekend. Looks like the high of about 40 in Green Bay. I checked that for Sunday, so nothing like 13 or anything. It's going to be in the 30s for the Bucks in Green Bay this weekend. Then the Bucks are at the Jags. So that's 2 pretty good teams they will play. At Green Bay, who's playing a little better, and then they play Jacksonville at home in Tampa. Lawrence should be a little healthier by that point, coming off of the ankle injury. Then the Bucks are in Tampa against New Orleans, and then they finish the year. The Bucks finish at Carolina. Now, the Saints have to win that Bucks game. If they don't, then they lose the tiebreaker to Tampa. You realize that, plus Tampa finishes at Carolina. That's very winnable. Like, that game is going to be huge for the Saints. But what I will tell you about the 12 games I just rattled off, the Saints Final 4, the Falcons Final 4, and the Bucks Final 4, is that only 2 teams in the entirety of that 12-game stretch have a winning record. The Saints don't play anyone with a winning record. The Falcons play one team, the Colts, who are 7-6, and the Bucks play the 8-5 Jags. That's the only 2 games on this entire slate that have teams that have a winning record. So for the Saints, it kind of works out like this in my head. We're dealing with Atlanta first because the Saints must beat Atlanta at the end and finish ahead of them because all the tiebreakers head towards Atlanta. So they're going to have to go into that final game tied with or ahead of Atlanta and beat them. That means you've got to go 2-1 over the next 3 if you're New Orleans. You have to win 2 of 3, home Giants, at Rams, at Tampa. Because if you go 1-2, then that would mean the Falcons have to lose all 3. That's not a great way to do business. So the Saints, at a minimum, need to go 2-1 over the next 3 before you play Atlanta in the Dome. The other thing the Saints have working for their advantage is that the Falcons and Bucks play 3 of 4 on the road. That's a good sign. It's not great teams they're playing, but they are on the road. So for the Saints, if you're trying to make sure you go 2-1, quite frankly, you need to win on Sunday against New York. You play the Giants, you play Tommy DeVito, the agent's probably there, the family's probably there, the memes will be there, the Barstool folks will be all over it. The Giants are quite a show right now. But you need to beat them. Because if you don't beat the Giants on Sunday, then you're going to have to sweep at LA on a short week and at Tampa. Both of those are about 500 teams. They're both 6-7 right now. And the way the Saints have played, if you're telling me you're confident New Orleans is going to go on the road and win 2 in a row, I got differing opinions with you. So this comes down to the all-empowering cliche, must win. Is Sunday a must-win for New Orleans against the Giants? Well, no, it's not. Because you could still win the next 3. And if you did win the next 3 and you finished 9-8, I think you would probably win the division. So, no, I don't think it's a must-win. It's as close as you can possibly get. It takes a lot for me to throw the must-win moniker on a game because people do it constantly. You hear must-wins in the NFL around Halloween. No, it's not. You'd like to win. You want to win. It would really help to win, not a must-win. Sunday for the Saints, you'd like to win. Would help to win. You want to win. Is it a must-win? Oh, it's close. It is really, really close. Because if I'm going to plot this thing out the way I think it's going to go, and let's just do the exercise for the sake of it. I think the Saints beat the Giants. I think they lose at the Rams. I think they lose at Tampa. And at that point, I would suggest the Saints would be in big, big trouble, even if they were to beat Atlanta, because that would make the Saints a 8-9 football team. And at that point, you would need the Falcons to lose to the Panthers and the Bears and the Colts, assuming you beat them in the Dome. Tampa has their hands full because I don't think Tampa's very good. I think Tampa's going to lose at Green Bay. I think they're going to lose to Jacksonville. And look, they got to go to the Saints. They could very well lose that one too. Sorry, that game, Tampa and the Saints is in Tampa. For some reason, I had that marked wrong. But that game is in Tampa. So that makes it tough. The Saints are going to have to win one on the road too. But it starts with New York on Sunday. You win that game, you get to 500, and you feel like there's a real good chance the Bucs could lose, and the Falcons kind of have a layup at Carolina. Anything can happen. The Falcons aren't that good. But you feel like the Falcons are going to win. So theoretically, if we're just doing hypotheticals, if the Falcons beat Carolina, that would put the Falcons at 7-7. If the Saints lose to New York at home, that would put the Saints at 6-8. And you have to get ahead of Atlanta the next 2 weeks. It's inching towards must win. Not quite there, but it's inching towards it. It's a big, big, big game for the Saints on Sunday against the New York Giants. Hey, it's on. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.